Hey everybody, I have a new laundry soap recipe and it is even less expensive than before. It is an overnight process, so I'm going to start this video today and it is about 9:15 in hopes that tomorrow around the same time or even late tonight I can finish it. And what I'm going to do is I'm not working with my magic bullet this time. I have simple tools from dollar stores, like a peeler. If you wanted to make the soap extra fine, I have a knife to cut it with, a spoon to stir. I have a decent sized pot here with about 8 cups of water, a container that I keep using and over again for the detergent, my 20 Mule Team borax. I've measured out 1.5 cups. And the laundry booster from Arm & Hammer. It's not baking soda, it's washing soda. I have 1.5 cups of it as well. Now I had a whole bar, you can see where I cut it, had a whole bar of this pink zote. I'm only going to use half to do this recipe. So I've already started cutting it, and I'm going to do it as if any person could do it. Everybody's got a knife in their house and everybody can cut. This is really soft soap, so it's easy to get it in those really tiny pieces. I also have a cutting board I'm using, if that matters. Zote is less than $1, so I'm using like 50 cents worth of soap, and it smells great. It's, if you need to keep some out, you can rub it on your stains. So I'm going to try to set this up so that you all can see the process here and see that it's not shredded this time, so that everyone can do this. Let's see how this works for me since I don't have my assistant. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, thanks for being patient. And see, I hope you can see how easy it is to cut. But like I said, I used to use Fel's Naphtha a lot. I really like the fragrance of zote, and I really like how easy it is to cut. So if you don't have something to shred this up with, you can easily do it with just a knife. And I chose, a giant chef's knife. You can use any knife. And all of the kitchen equipment I'm using, I do just stick it right into my sink and I wash it out really well, and then it goes in the dishwasher. I never have a problem. I do not worry about it touching other food. The dishwasher gets to such a high temperature, and it always gets any residue off. Of course, these are not a perfect size, but they're little cubes. They will do what I need them to do, and because I did do it this way, it might take them a little bit longer to dissolve in the water, and that's all right. The consistency that we're going to get tomorrow is going to be about the same as cake icing. Like what you would stick on top of cupcakes or what you would stick on top of icing a cake. It's pretty thick and creamy. I love it. I use my little white plastic container over there. It lasts a long time. You can also, stick these in, you can stick them in jars and give them as gifts. And they're pretty, they're pink. Zote does come in other colors if you wanted to get a different color other than pink. But, this is pretty, because everything seems to be white around like laundry. You got the wash machine and the dryer and such. So I'm going to grab this up. You see I've got my big amount here. It probably would amount to 2.5, 3 cups. And this is what we're going to do. This is our 8 cups of water. And that's the container I was telling you about that I just continuously use. I'll spread these out really well in that water. And like I say, if you want to keep like a little Ziploc baggie or something close by at your wash to have a piece of the Zote or your Fels naphtha, whatever soap you're using, in. It works great to have that little piece out to kind of scrub on a stain and let it sit there. All right, we're gonna go over here. Whoa, sorry. I need my assistant today really bad. Okay, tea kettle's moving. All right, I'm gonna get this going on high. Crank it up. There we go. My counters are not dirty. That is a stain. Just gonna leave it there. Let it get to like a, a really good simmer. And I'll check back on it in just a little bit. I'm gonna clean up in the meantime. So we are about 5 minutes into the boiling process, and I cleaned up everything, but I forgot to pull out the jars. And this is just an overnight fix while everything settles. And I'll show you that process in just a minute. I just saved some jars that I've had. You can save your spaghetti sauce jars. You can use a different container. But this is gonna be my final container, so I didn't want to put that in there yet. We still have one more process, like I said, tomorrow or late this evening. It does take some time for it to coagulate or congeal, whatever you want to say. I ended up putting the lid on, and this is about what I have. Don't let it scorch. It's not good. It just doesn't smell good. Plus, you don't want it running over and having to clean up your stove. So the pieces now are really mushy, or even more mushy. They're almost translucent, and they just fall off the spoon. So that's great. It's getting there. It's not anywhere near where we need it. So I'm gonna cover it back up, and I'm gonna let it get to a rolling boil, not to where it overflows. And I'll let it do that until the pink is dissolved. I mean, you just see pink water. I'll check back with you soon. So you can see that the water is very pink. Got a nice little boil going there. There's such few pieces left in here. So now is another big point. It's only been like 10 minutes on the stove. I did cut it down from high to, at one point it was down to 7, and then I'm back at 9 right now. But here we go with adding our, doesn't matter which you add first. We're gonna add Arm & Hammer and borax. And we're gonna stir like a long time. Not a long time, but a good amount of time. You can see it's pretty thick. And that's what you want. You want it to be really thick because you're gonna have really good concentrated soap out of this. So this you can tell, I mean, I'm not even, I don't know, less than 10 minutes from doing this. It's simple to cut that soap up. Most people have all of these utensils in their home. And a container. You can save an old laundry container. I have a Tide container that just stays in my laundry area. I actually was given that big white, or big clear one with the white lid. I was given that. So people usually do. You'll figure out what container you need or what size you're going to need and how quickly you go through this. And how quickly you go through this is based on how soapy you want it. I guess it just varies for each person. Some people put soap in the bottom and at the top of the load. That's me. And I did find, let's walk over here, in my little junk drawer. Sorry. Where is that little thing? You can use something like an old ice cream scoop. I also have a coffee scoop. I do not use this coffee scoop for my coffee. It's 1/8 of a cup. I've used that at times, but you have to remember the size that you're going to be dipping it into, and you just have to take that into consideration. So what I do is this handy dandy spoon I have that I'm stirring this with, I use it, and I use the back side of the spoon, which is, you know, flat. There's the slotted side, which still is pretty flat. And I'm able to scrape it off onto the side of my container or some clothes, whatever I decide. We're about 15 minutes into this boiling process. It's getting pretty frothy. I'm afraid I need to cut it down. And you guys, if you can cook spaghetti, you can do this. You know, just need to kind of keep an eye on it. It smells really good too. I don't know, it's kind of like a citrus smell. And I really do like zote for that reason. Look, it's getting extremely bubbly now. Okay, I think we're all right. I think, okay, sorry. So you gotta be careful. And at this point, you know, I'm just gonna turn the eye off. It's kind of sitting between two of the eyes. I'm pretty sure all of the zote has dissolved. And let it cool for a bit. I know I can immediately pour it into those glass jars, but I'm gonna wait. And my pot has this spout, so I feel comfortable using just that spout. If you feel uncomfortable, use a funnel. Dollar Tree even has them. Or use a big pitcher, something like that. Or if you're using a larger container, you don't have that worry. All right, I'll be right back and I'll show you what we're gonna do about pouring. I may need more jars, I may not. Okay, I got my assistant and he is pouring, and we have, uh-oh, Troy, slow down, slow down. It's going everywhere. Yep, that will happen. All right, guys, I got my assistant here helping me. So I did dig out the funnel though, and it's still dripping a little. So always be careful, because this, what I'm doing is using hot stuff. I also found a couple more jars. These are extras. It's really hard to say sometimes how much you're gonna need, and you need to give it room to kind of spread in the jar. All right, we're gonna fill these, and I will check back with you in a sec. Okay, we have put, while my husband cleans the floor, we've put the soap from the big red pot I was using into the 3 jars I originally had. I don't need my extra jars. They'll go back in my cabinet. I love this thing. It came from Dollar Tree as well. It's just a mat. I got 2 of them. You can cut with it. And look, the excess soap got on here, which is really, it's already thickening. And it got on my towel, which is fine. That, with me, it can wash my clothes. But it's such an easy to clean up, this little mat. Also wanted to show you already, it's starting to separate. And this is awesome. This is what you want. I know the water kind of looks stingy right now, but it's not all water. It's got that Arm & Hammer and the borax in it. This is mostly the soap. So I'm going to put the lids on, and the rings and the seals and whatever, and I'm going to leave it alone. It's got to cool down, and then tomorrow or late tonight, whenever I finish this video, you'll see how thick it gets, and it's going to turn into that creamy consistency that I was mentioning. All right, I'll check back with you soon. Hey guys, it's been 4 hours, almost on the dot, and I want to show you what the detergent is looking like. It's gotten a little clearer, still, you know, separating. This is nice and it's pretty firm, and that's what you want it to do. So I have a feeling about 8 hours is all you're going to need before you make this. The consistency is a lot smoother than this. Oops, see, there's the liquid coming through there. I'm actually making some kombucha right now, so that looks like a giant SCOBY. If any of you guys know what that is, tell me below. I do. All right, I'm gonna let it sit for about 4 more hours, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay guys, we are back overnight. I I gave it just a little extra time. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. This has pretty much made a nice seal, and that's not all that you want. You want the liquid down here too, and it is bigger than the spout, so I always have to cut it, and I'll have to do this with all 3 of my jars I have made, and that's just so that the pieces can come out. Have a towel ready. Yeah, have a towel ready too. All right, so I'm going to, normally I use our blender, but I'm going to use our magic bullet today. If you don't have a magic bullet, it's fine. The only thing is that it's smaller, it's easier cleanup, and I just had this out on my counter. And one is in there, and I'll probably only be able to get one more, this other small one in there. Oop, splattered again. Okay, you can rinse these out with some hot water and just a little bit if you want to try to get the last little remaining bits of suds there in there. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna scrape it. I'm gonna put the blade on. This is what it's gonna look like. I'm not gonna show you.
This is the empty jar.
Those are the empty jars, yeah.
So I took 2.
It's gonna take 3.
Well, no, I mean one bullet thing
yeah.
can take 2. Yeah,
Yeah, this is the large bullet cup, but I'm not gonna show you this on video. It's gonna be loud, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then I'll show you what it looks like in a moment. Here's what it looks like beforehand. Same as the jar, pretty much.
It looks like ice cream.
Yeah, or like cake batter.
Cake, yeah,
that's
icing
what
or something, yeah.
Yeah, this being such a small
It smells
area,
good too.
Yeah, it does smell really good. It being such a small area, that's the benefit of using the bullet instead of the blender. I'll scrape all that off later.
You like the zote? Is that what it's called?
I do like that. Yeah.
Yeah, better than the other one you were using.
Yeah, I like.
Fells Napa?
It's got a scent that Fells Napa did not have. It's less expensive and it's a bigger bar. So I mean, it's win-win-win. And I'm using just a spatula here, just scraping all this out. It's a little loose, a little more loose than I did the last time I made this, which is actually a benefit. You don't want it to be so hard and cakey that over time it gets even harder.
Now, when it sits, there's still want to stir it every now and then?
No.
Nope.
You do
this
not
is
have to
this
stir
one you don't have
it's
to?
ready. It's going to be ready.
It's going to be like this all the time.
I have laundry waiting on this.
Yeah.
So it's ready to go. It's going to be, if it gets anything, it will get just a little harder than this.
But
this
not
is,
much.
Yeah, this is like melted cake batter. Or cake icing, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks like
melted.
icing. Yeah.
And it will stay like this. It does not separate like it did before. I'm going to take, though, the leftovers I have here, or the rest that I have here, and it's probably going to fill it up to about half of this container. It's going to last probably 3 months.
That's
and this
good.
is 2 people and 2 dogs and doing at least 4 loads of laundry a week.
Yeah.
And what I'll do with this, this guy here, I will run this in the while the water in the washing
machine. To finish cleaning it out. Yeah, I got you.
I'll keep getting this out and pouring it out. This is like probably 2 loads here.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So whatever's left in here, I'll start the wash with. And we'll show you actually what it looks like in the wash.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to my washing machine now. This is, I guess, going to be the last step. So what I was meaning by using every bit of this, I rinsed this off, all of it off really good, while the washer is filling up, and saves it from going down the drain, because I did work hard to make it, and I'm trying to save money by making it.
So get every little bit.
Yep. While I'm talking, then I'll let you know, I use this on every bit of laundry we wash. So use this on lights, darks, you know, in-betweens, towels, bedding, dog stuff, the whole 9 yards. And I have used it in hot and cold water, and never had a problem with it. So I think I have, I'm going to set these right here and let the water just splash on them. I still have one more thing to do, but instead of doing that, I'm going to show you. This was in the beginning of the video. It's a, what does it say? I hope you can see it. 1/8 cup, and it's a coffee scoop that I don't use anymore. I think I'm going to use it this time. And this is how much I got out of it. Let's see if I can find a good size.
It's better than a half.
Yeah, this sucker is, I don't know what 6 means. It says
5, 6.
It says 3 quarts, 3-quart container, and it's like one of those.
You got almost 3 quarts out of it.
Yeah, I sure did. This is how it looks now. It's still kind of jiggly, but if I were to scoop this into my wash, which I don't care if my wash actually gets a little extra, this is how I would do it. I would take it from the container and just pour it over, and the rest gets rinsed out. I know it looks like I'm using a lot. I did get a heaping scoop. It's washing soda that's costing cents per load. And yeah, I am cleaning out the utensils in here just to get some more, so it does look like I'm using more soap. So,
well, you might as well get every bit you can.
That's right.
Yeah, always do that.
It's got some more on it. Okay. Alright, ready for the dishwasher. And this just stays.
Yep.
When these utensils that I use, I just keep them right here. Dryer is right beside the washer. Sorry about that. Feel me? And it's right like that. Should that not, Troy?
Yep.
The container's right there.
Just on top, and then you got a little extra to put in there from the cup.
Yep. And we're gonna see if there's any amazing action to show you. And let me see that awesome washing machine that I have. Clean that off.
Pretty much cleaned it up.
Yeah, it's ready for the dishwasher now. Like I said, I'm just trying to save every little bit of this washing soap I can by rinsing these out in here. I've heard from several of you that want to see what happens when it agitates. So I'm going to set it. I didn't fill it completely up. So I'm going to set it at a large size versus super that my wash has. And maybe it will agitate very
Unfortunately,
soon.
we don't have the glass to look into.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be nice, so, you know.
Yeah, we're not high def yet
No.
on washing machines.
We're old school.
So as you can see, Troy can show you these little plops. That's the detergent, and I'm just kind of gonna, since I have this cup here, I'm gonna show you how easy it is to just how it's dissolving. It's soaping up. You can see the soap.
And of course,
Or bubbles, I mean.
Marnie's taking her time with it. Of course, you can always put your hand in, wipe it out real good, and wash it out quickly. But Marnie's just trying to explain. So I don't really have to take that long.
I did not put any detergent in the bottom. Usually I do. I really do. Troy brought this to me after I had actually loaded the washer up, so I didn't even have any soap to put in it.
And some people put soap before and after. Some
That's usually
after.
Me. Yeah, I was telling them that's me, but
and
not
I do
today.
before. After. That's when I do mine.
This would be less than an actual bottle. Do I have that bottle? Well, I have this bottle here. What I put in is less than that.
Pretty much.
You can see. And even though it was heaping, and even though I cleaned off my utensils, it was still less than that.
And it's still going to get the laundry to clean as well.
Oh yeah,
as the other leading brands.
Our big thing around here is coffee. We spill coffee on ourselves a lot.
Yep.
Oops. And it always gets that out. We have not had any problems with, wine or blood or mud. But I'm telling you guys, if you save a little bit of the bar, of zote and just scrub it in there like a pre-wash, it will work just fine. Oh, here's some too. Fell on the dryer.
Well, every bit you can.
Yeah, well, it would have to get cleaned up anyway. So my feeling is that this will harden very, very, very slightly over time. I'll still be able to scoop it out with the little coffee measuring scoop, but it won't be as loose as it is right now. All right, we're almost to the point that it's gonna start agitating. I'm really funny about how my clothes get washed, so I do this a lot. Make sure that everything gets down in there. It's not gonna do it. Hold on. Guys, this is what it looks like after it has agitated just a couple minutes. There are still a few little white specks in here. I'm happy with it. I smell it. The water is just a little bit cloudy from it, which is good. I never have gotten, unless I use a ton of detergent, I've never really gotten bubbles, because this is a huge tub. You got lots of water and lots of other things, clothes and stuff in here. So I didn't expect bubbles. I know it's gonna get my clothes clean though. So please let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you've tried this this recipe, and I will put the recipe down in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye.